with you, always.
Hey man, y'all sure y'all don't want to like burn one first, man?
Why did you say that name?
You hear about the cable?
What is thy bidding, my master?
Ask God.
Forever, forever, ever.
What is up, Mayne? We are back in this thing once again.
Have arrived.
So let's get it popping then.
Yeah.
You know what it is. It's your boy, Freddie Roy. It's the man, Lavish Blackman. And together we are the Mayne Authority. Your one-stop shop for whatever in the hell we feel like talking about.
Come on, man.
Weekly on your tubes and your podcasts or wherever you happen to find us. And if you are in the building tonight,
Like burn one first.
you in the right spot then.
Damn right.
What's good, man? What's
What
good?
it is, homie?
Man,
What it is.
look, man, you know what? I'm gonna go on and get into it right off rip because people be thinking like when we don't be streaming, I know they be thinking like we be around, like they just sitting around kicking it. They ain't doing shit. They could be streaming. They ain't doing nothing. They don't realize that we be in these streets, man. We barely even talking. Like we barely even be communicating.
Right. Exactly.
It's crazy out here, man.
Yeah, man. These streets, man, they keeping us busy. But you know what it is, man. We know we gotta make time for you.
Yes. Yes.
You.
Yes.
The
Indeed. The people.
indeed. The peoples.
I think Mayne is
Man, it's like he on vacation. He's trying to figure out what's up with race.
Yep, something. I don't know. Yeah, you got to figure out
Worry
something.
about
We got to do
this
something. He got to do something, man. I don't know. But man, we are what? About 2 weeks out? 2 weeks, man. Are you
Yes,
ready?
man.
Are you ready?
Apparently not, because I don't have a ticket yet, and I'm
Neither do
seeing
I.
Everybody in the community and everybody on Facebook and everybody on Twitter and IG over there sporting them nice Spider-Man No Way Home tickets.
Right? I'm
They're ready.
saying,
They are
like,
ready.
just own it. Just own it. I tried to get them that night when they went live. The boy Ant hit me up. Shout out to the homie Ant Seals. He said, "Hey, tickets is popping." I go on, man. Fandango straight froze.
I bet.
I tried for about a good 30 minutes and then I decided it wasn't worth it. I find my way in there somehow.
Right. Well,
Believe
I'm
that.
not worried about it because where I live, I am pretty sure I'll be able to get a ticket at the time that I want to go get a ticket. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about it. Probably see it before everyone, all of y'all's, unless y'all
Mhm.
go like the day earlier, like one of the extra early releases or something. Other
Right.
than that, I don't care what movie it is. I'm gonna go see it in the theater, but I'm catching matinee, man. Shoot, I ain't
That's
doing
what's
that
up.
8, 9 o'clock sitting around 50,000 people. Mm.
I feel you. I was trying to get like the Thursday night joint. I was down to go do the midnight Friday morning. Like I'm
was
down.
fun.
I was all about that life. It wasn't even happening. Like everybody got it. It was like, nah, man.
Right.
It
Exactly.
ain't going down. But
I knew that.
I have a
You'll
feeling I will find my way in that bit.
get it in there, man.
Oh
You'll
yeah.
get in there,
Without
man.
question, man. Without question. And then it ain't even just Spidey though. Like we all Spidey hyped out. Everybody talking about the Spider-Man. But what about Neo, man?
Right.
What about the Matrix? We going back. Like it's real out here. I cannot wait.
Resurrections.
Resurrections is right around the corner. And we getting more stuff because then they start talking about some Matrix Awakens.
Yeah, man.
Like-
Something with that in the Unreal 5 engine.
Right. PlayStation 5 only, by the way. You Xbox fanboys, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is.
No remorse. I have no
Sorry.
remorse.
But yeah, man, talking about that PS5, and I'm like, not a lot of details on it. And it's one of them things that somebody then backdoored or found a backdoor way to find it on the back end of the PlayStation Network. Who knows? But they found it, which means something is coming.
Something definitely.
And I've been watching these TV spots for the Matrix, man, and I'm just telling you, I don't know where this movie going. Cause it's like Matrix within a Matrix within a Matrix. Like Neo might be in his own Matrix. Right. I'm watching the video. He jacking in, got a whole different jack from the normal one in behind the head and whatnot. I'm like, man, what is this? This is crazy. Trinity got powers now, like she the one. Like I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Trinity's always been the one.
Facts.
For Neo.
Facts.
So it only makes sense. But nah, man, like this one looks crazy. It's kind of hard to even place anything that they're doing, and I feel like they've done a better job at keeping it secret than No Way Home has. But at the same time,
out of my head, Charles.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you about that, man.
You already know, but I mean, at the same time, with them keeping all these secrets, though, it almost kind of seems like one of two things. It seems like either they already knew that they was going to compete against Spider-Man, and there's really no competing against that. So it's just best to just do a regular streamlined movie. Go ahead and pop it in on HBO Max, because Spider-Man's going to have it maxed out in the theaters. So
facts.
I do both. But but it seems like with them not doing that, still it kind of minimized the hype for the movie, because everybody is all overhyped about Spider-Man. It's not like nobody's not checking for something else. They ain't really been out there.
That's true.
Not like they were back in the day. Couldn't miss a Matrix trailer.
Oh,
nowhere.
Facts. Yeah, man.
Now you can miss a Matrix trailer.
Oh, well, see, the thing is, to be honest, though, if you're a casual fan, you probably want to miss the trailers, because, there's so much information in the trailers. I'm like, hold on. But without giving you the info. And that's the thing that I'm worried about, is don't let it be one of those movies where all the cool scenes was in the trailer.
Already,
let's not do that. Don't let the climax be anything that we've seen in the trailers yet. Save all that. But I can totally get, people trying not to look or not checking for it with all of this Spider-Man mania everywhere. It's like, how can you even start talking Matrix when every time you turn around, somebody's trying to prove definitively that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in this movie? Can we just get to the movie already and find out for ourselves? I'm at that point now where they just
exactly
right here with it here.
Exactly. I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I'm done hearing and talking about it. Let's just see it, man.
That part. That's why I want to talk about the Matrix, because I'm all Spidey'd out right now. I can't. No more multiverse. My anticipation cannot grow any further than it is right now. So let's just get there already. Let's just get there.
Well, got to call up Superman and make him fly around the Earth the other way so he can speed it up so we can hurry up and get there. Yeah. Because it's just a matter of time now, people.
Matt, that's it. It's just a matter of time.
And we're going to be getting there. We're going to see if Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's in Spider-Man. When we get there, we're going to see if the Matrix is full of hijinks and a whole lot of crazy.
Yeah. That part. Yes. That part. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you about, because I noticed, you notice in the trailer, they show, the scenes where Neo's looks like he's in a movie theater, and they've got the Matrix, the first Matrix movie in the background. So it's got everybody kind of wondering what's going on with all of that. Well, I was watching a video from one of my favorite channels, The Matrix Explained. Shout out to Matrix Explained. And they hit me with something that I didn't even know, man.
Okay.
So remember that crap ass Path of Neo game that we try to forget?
You must remember. I don't remember it.
There you go. Well, it was for those who may not remember, it was a very trashy attempt at giving us a game where we could play as Neo.
It was horrible.
It was so bad. All you got to do is go find the ending to that game, and you'll see how bad it was. Just go watch a video of the ending of that game, and you'll see just how bad it was. But there is a part of that game where you fight Seraph. The interesting thing about that, though, when you're fighting Seraph, you are fighting Seraph in a theater, with the fight between Neo and Seraph from Matrix Reloaded playing on the theater screen in the background. Which means that the events that took place in the game may very well be canon.
Okay. So I always thought that they were canon, but I didn't know it needed some kind of like confirmation. I thought they were like,
so Enter the Matrix
Yeah.
was canon. Like the game
Right.
Enter the Matrix was canon. But Path
Right.
of Neo, they took like certain liberties with the way that they explained the story. And so there were certain things that happened in the Path of Neo that didn't necessarily happen. Yeah.
Homie Proxy.
I
Thanks, man.
see him. Proxy appreciates you with the file. I said Across the Spider-Verse is looking dope AF, and it's gonna be 2 parts.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Man, yes.
Totally. Yeah, we'll be touching on that. Will be
Most deaf.
that Spider-Man convo.
Most deaf.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like now he got me thinking about
So-
Across the Spider-Verse. What was we talking? We was talking
Right.
about Matrix.
We was talking about
Yes. Oh, yes. So the Path
how
of Neo.
horrible it was, yet how
Yes.
canon it may be.
It may have some canon in there that we might have to go back and revisit. I really hope not. I hope it's just a
Hope not,
coincidence because
too.
I don't want to have to revisit any of that footage, man.
No, man. That
I want to pull T'Challa and be like, delete that footage.
right.
Like we don't want to see it anymore. Just delete
Facts,
that.
dude.
Delete
Facts.
that.
I'm
It's-
hoping like maybe they'll drop another little TV spot trailer. I know they just came out with one, but before the movie comes out, and maybe we'll get a little bit of teaser in there on whether the other game they came out with, the last game they came out with.
Oh, the
canon.
Matrix 5.
Yes.
Matrix Online. I'm sorry. Matrix Online. I'm tripping.
Online, yeah,
There you go.
Might as well be Matrix 5.
Right? But that
Shoot.
so I think they've already pretty much confirmed that that's canon because okay, so they haven't outright confirmed it, but I think when you look at what's going on in these trailers, they pretty much confirmed it's canon. And the reason I say that is because that's not Morpheus
Right.
in the Morpheus that we know.
Right.
I think this is a reincarnation of Morpheus, which I think all of that is going to be explained and is going to tie into the events that took place in that Matrix Online game, and it's all going to loop back to that whole idea of the Matrix within the Matrix and tie into like the whole thing with the kid and all of that. So I think all of that's going to come back and play a role because even like in the game, the Merovingian was a big deal. And now we see him coming back and he's in the trailer looking like a busted old man.
Mhm.
So it's like, well, if you assuming in the game you took him out or you defeated him, that might explain why he's, kind of run down and hiding out now. So it's like, it's one of those things where there's like loose ties that connect, I think, for me, but it's one of those where we're going to have to wait and just see it. Or if they do, like you said, drop another trailer where they kind of make that outright obvious.
Right. Because isn't the general supposed to be in it?
The
general, he was a character that was in the Matrix Online, and he was kind of like another little antagonist.
Yep, I heard rumors about that. I don't know if
Oh,
they've confirmed that he's going to be in it, but I've definitely heard grumblings about that too. I think also I think at this point it's almost a certain that Bianca Chopra's character is going to be Sati as well, and that's going to be. I think she's going to end up being whatever version of the Oracle this particular Matrix is going to be. And this, speaking of particular Matrix, this is the question I want to ask you: how many Matrices do you think we will see in this movie?
How many Matrices
do you think we will see?
Shoot. I mean, the way it's looking, I'd say no less than 3.
Right?
Like no less than 3, especially if he's watching like the Matrix, like we watch the Matrix in the movie, like it's just a movie. I mean, like that's one right there. So I would feel like they probably are gonna like drop the whole trilogy of the Matrix in there and kind of make it seem like Neo was never involved and it wasn't him. And that's why he's got the PTSD with the pills he's got to take and all that types of stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if like the explainer, and that's why I asked about the Matrix 5, because I wouldn't be surprised if the explainer to that would be the people finally went around and collect all those little orbs that were supposed to be information orbs for Neo, and they put it together, and then boom, and he came back. So then to contend for that, the Matrix had to put him in a world
Right.
or
Well,
Matrix in
see,
a
I
Matrix.
think what's going to happen is they're going to find out that Neo's in his own Matrix,
Right,
and
something like
that they
that, yeah.
isolated him. Maybe Neo and Trinity are in their own Matrix, and they were isolated, and then people in the main Matrix actually come across them and wake them up. And that's what I think that's what is some of what we get in the trailer when we see them kind of waking up, and there's shots where they kind of reaching out for each other, and it looks like they're in Zion, but it's like, well, wait a minute, how they in Zion wait, how does this work if they don't, like,
Right.
where the machines at? And I thought there was supposed to be a truce, and it's like, yeah, man, you finna realize
Right.
that it was all a whole bunch of BS.
Yeah, but again, though, that's what I don't know. See, I'm kind of stuck. I'm just stuck on that Matrix 5 thing, because in the Matrix 5, they had to go. Didn't the machines go and like wipe out a town or like renege because they found out that the humans were actually stockpiling EMPs? They didn't plan on using them, or they didn't know that. But the whole truce deal was,
Yeah, but I think that was one. Yeah, I think that was one specific faction though. Like that
Right,
was
it
like
was.
one specific faction of people that wanted to see the war or the truce end. So
Right.
you had like, the machines kind of had to wipe them out. But if all of that could still be canon, and they could say that the machines kind of dealt with that group of insurgents, if you will, and that, you know, the main populace of Zion was like, we cool if y'all cool. Because the other thing is there's clips in the these the little TV spots where you kind of see the machine city, and it's like, well, wait a minute, like are we looking at the actual machine city, or is this another simulation within the Matrix, or is this another Matrix altogether?
I think it's a flashback
Really?
in the trailers. Yeah, I think it's a flashback because I feel like they're gonna have something to explain. Hey,
Bill with the 40
Thank you,
piece.
Bill.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, man. Ooh,
Woo.
couple buckets of chicken right
Christmas coming early, man. I'm telling you, man. Don't say no chicken, man. I got a rant. I got a Popeyes rant.
Oh,
I'm
man.
saving. It's really not Popeye's fault. It's more like Uber Eats. But
We're gonna
we'll
blame both.
get on that. We're gonna blame them both. We're gonna get on that.
Blame both.
That part.
Blame them both.
That part.
But yeah, I think it is a flashback because they're gonna have to explain what they did with Neo, his body or whatever, after the fact of defeating Smith.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna probably and of course, you know what? When was the last time? When did the trilogy end? Was it like 10 years ago, something like that?
Oh no, it's been longer than that. Yeah, the trilogy was done in 05.
Right. Okay. So like the technology is much different. So I wouldn't be surprised if they boss up all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I can see that. And then I saw the homie Window. Shout out to Dr. Window. I see you, man. Appreciate you hanging, bruh. I saw he said, what if it's a flashback to 01 from the Animatrix? Could very well be. Now that would be dope. If we got to see some live action elements of what you got from the Animatrix, or they kind of recontextualize that or show that to us kind of in live action, that would be dope. I think, you know, like to kind of tie all of that together. Because my hope is that all of this turns into one big Matrix verse. And you've got the stuff that took place in the Animatrix, you've got the stuff that took place in the comics, the stuff that took place in the Matrix online game, and then of course the movies. And you just wrap all of that canon together and give us a like path, a trajectory forward, and just say this is where we starting, and we taking it from here. I'd be cool with that, as long as it was dope. As long as it's dope. But if it's trash,
because I saw Mav earlier ask if it was a one shot or would it be a trilogy, another little trilogy. And I mean, I don't know. We gotta wait and see. But
they are definitely setting this up for a trilogy, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, with the fact that they're doing something with the PS5 and they already have a title for it, like it didn't even come out like possible game Matrix. It already had a title.
Yeah,
and everything.
They was on it already. They knew what was up.
So yeah, so I would say they're probably gonna do it a little better this time. They're gonna restart the Matrix, give you a video game that's probably hopefully a lot better than whatever the heck they thought they were doing with two of those games. Okay, Matrix Online, I've seen some of it and it wasn't all that great of an online game.
Oh hell no! I mean, like you look at when it was released, yeah, man, like that was not. Yeah, it was. That game was ahead of its time, and as a matter of fact, when I saw that Matrix Awakens ad, I got happy because I would love for them to give me a Matrix Online game today. Just give me, and you don't even have to do a lot. Just give me a simulation world where I can essentially or two simulations, if you will, where I can actually be in Zion, and within Zion, I can jack into the Matrix and back in and out.
What if the Matrix Awakens is just that? What if the Matrix
Man,
Awakens
don't play with me.
I mean, look, the Unreal Engine ain't no regular engine. Like the Unreal Engine has propelled games since early 2000s.
Facts.
Like very early 2000s. So if we're gonna get anything like that, I would not be surprised if it's somewhere close to Cyberpunk. Like
that would be
Cyberpunk,
cool. That would be cool, as long as it just don't get me out of bugs, please. Please,
I mean, yeah,
please make sure you develop it better than that.
Right, please. But I wouldn't be surprised if Cyberpunk, because isn't Keanu a character?
Yes, he is.
Yes, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was kind of like a precursor, like a test.
Yeah, they definitely could have looked at or taken used it or looked at it at least as a use case to see if people right.
Yeah.
That definitely that. I can see them saying, well, hell, we got Keanu, or they got Keanu and did the Cyberpunk. Why don't we just do that with the Matrix?
Right.
If and they did that.
Yeah, especially with today's technology on a PS5, like that had better be crazy. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's something multiplayer-ish. I'm not going to say it's going to be like completely that much, but I'm waiting for Gotham Knights to come out to see how they actually tie in that technology. But the fact that in that game, you're able to load in right where that person who invited you in to their game is. You don't have to wait, no loading screens, none of that, right there with them. Like that's perfect for a Matrix game.
Yes,
it's perfect.
You jack right in.
You jack in right, and you right there with the person.
Facts.
Like that would be. Whew,
boy,
can't even voice how cool that would be.
Take all my money.
Yes,
man.
Yes,
take all the money.
All day. All day. But I don't know. I gotta kind of agree with Bill. They might want to push this movie back a little bit, man.
Why?
Because Spider-Man is definitely gonna.
No, I'm gonna tell you why you don't. I'm gonna tell you why you don't do it.
Maybe not at home.
I've heard this and I've seen this, and I've heard people worried that Spider-Man is gonna overshadow it. Spider-Man is ultimately going to obliterate the Matrix because, and the reason is Spider-Man got them kids, man. You got the kid. You have the kid element with Spider-Man. Like that's a family friendly, like well-rounded. That's one the whole family's talking about going to see. The Matrix is it's mainstream, but it's very niche in that way, like in its own way. But the reason you don't postpone it is because you dropping it on streaming anyway.
Yeah,
like it doesn't matter because the thing about it is, and this is the trick that I think I was just watching a movie and they talked about this. It was a movie that came out. I think it was Jurassic Park in '93 dropped, and I want to say it was either Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something else came out the same time, and everybody was like, that was stupid because like Jurassic Park, everybody and their mama's going to see it. Well, that's the whole point. If everybody and their mama going to see Jurassic Park, you get to the movies and they ain't got no tickets. What you gonna go do? Go see what? I think it was Mrs. Doubtfire. It might have been Mrs. Doubtfire, but it was like everybody was going to go see Jurassic Park, but because it was sold out, people ended up going to go see that movie, and it ended up crushing it at the box office. Also, I think Matrix is gonna do the same thing, but not just like box office wise. But I think it's also with the streaming element, it's gonna be one of those things where maybe like Matrix is your pregame, and then you go check out Spider-Man or vice versa. So you still gonna feed off of that because people are gonna be like super into it, and it's like you're gonna want to still be riding that wave when you get out of Spider-Man or when you get home or before you go see it. So I'm like, nah, do it. Like let's go.
Yeah, that could totally be a definite double feature thing. You know, you go out, you watch Spider-Man, you enjoy that, and then you still got that whole high that you get to have when you come out of that, and you're like, you know what? Double feature night. Let's go home and spend another $30 and watch The Matrix for 24 hours. Or for how long is it? 2 weeks sometimes?
So, question. We'll see, but this is my question though. Is HBO Max doing the $30 thing with it? Because when they dropped Snyder Cut, it wasn't no $30 joint.
Right. It was pretty much just exclusive on there. and you can watch it. I don't know if you're gonna have to wind up paying for the Matrix.
I don't think any movie that they've dropped dually on HBO Max has had a premium. Because I'm trying to think back, like, what was it, Suicide Squad? Or what movie was that they dropped recently? It was something else.
Suicide Squad was one of them they dropped.
Yeah, and it didn't. I don't, because I put it this way. I know I ain't paid a dime to watch not now movie that came out streaming immediately. I was like, nah, that's a pass for me. So,
I mean, if it's gonna come out on HBO Max, and it's coming out both HBO Max
Right.
and theater,
right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they're smart, and it would suck, but if they're smart, I would put a small dollar amount on it. I wouldn't like arm and leg people. But
Oh yeah, I would pay money to see that at home.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
Yeah.
trip as long as it wasn't $30.
that's what I'm saying. Like I maybe $10 for a new movie, 10, 15. But I feel like if I'm buying it on HBO Max, there's no limit on that. Like if I pay $10, $15 to watch this movie,
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it as I own it. Like I'm watching it as much. Exactly. That's my whole
Right.
point. Like I'm not gonna mess around and buy it and then you tell me I can watch it for like the next 72 hours. No, man.
Yeah.
Not doing that. Not doing
Yeah.
that. But yeah, man, that's we'll see how the Matrix does, man. Like I think regardless, this is about to kickstart like a second run for that franchise. And I'm here for it because to be quite honest, we ain't got a lot of DC stuff popping right now. And I'm tired of MCU dominating. And I'm not saying that talking slick to you DC fans, man. No disrespect there, but I'm just saying, like MCU is the only thing you hearing about right now. Like we need some other franchises that's not that and that's not Vin Diesel and Fast and damn Furious. Like I don't.
I think The Rock's trying, man.
He
The Rock
is.
trying.
Hey, Black Adam looks
Right.
sweet, man. Black Adam look like it's gonna be nice. I'm hoping that he can swing some kind of way to get Henry Cavill in that black Superman suit
Yeah,
somehow, man. Now
Yeah, man.
there's some grumbles. I don't want to go there, but there's some grumbles. People starting to think that the Snyderverse might be back. There's some things being said, but it's all speculation. It looked like it's just everybody's kind of doing some wishful thinking and adding 2 and 2 together to make 50. Slow down, people.
Yeah, man.
We all want that to come back. But you sound like the people that are talking about Adam Driver's about to do a new Star Wars trilogy. I believe it when I see it, man. I believe it when I see it. And how about that, by the way? Piss people off real quick. Kathleen Kennedy got re-upped.
I told you that.
Yeah, I know.
Totally got re-up.
I don't think we talked about it on her, though.
No, we ain't talking
I ain't talking about it on here. I need to make sure. I need to make sure Felicity heard me.
Right.
Kathleen Kennedy. Look, Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, she didn't hear the second part about it either. Kathleen Kennedy said, as a part of her stewardship of Star Wars, every black character will be light skinned for the next 5 years.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, all of them.
That was an
Ben can't come back, and if he does, he has to do the Michael Jackson. So sad. Or the Sammy Sosa, one or the other. That's the only way, Felicity. I'm sorry.
Do the Sammy Sosa.
I'm sorry. They gonna make him do the Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, but
Yeah, I don't know, man. We ain't going. I don't know. We ain't doing all that. We ain't doing all that.
no, man. We don't do emotions around here. No Leonardo here.
No.
No Leo here.
Take her out to dinner. We don't care about none of that. Raph all the way.
All day. All day.
All day.
You already know.
You already know. But I do know one thing.
What's that?
I was very surprised.
At?
And you already know where I'm about to go with this.
Oh, we doing this. I was trying to stave it off. Damn it. Go ahead, man. Gloat. Say what you got to say. Get it on out. Get it on out, man.
Out the way while Felicity remains untriggerable. I don't believe that at all. But
You and me either. You know what? While you talking, I'm gonna grab my cup. I ain't got no tea, but I'm finna sip, man. You just going on.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Avengers lover.
Oh, why it gotta be Avengers lover? I'm not Avengers lover, but I'm not gonna sit on any kind of platform and completely trash it unless it's complete trash. Okay, and just because there are some gripes, it did not mean that it was complete trash. And I did stand by what I said on the show that I would not play it if They did not meet my Spider-Man swing freely requirement, and they did. Okay, they did. Now, is it the best thing to look at visually? At some moments, sometimes it's dope, especially when you're in combat and you're fighting the robots in the air, stuff like that. It's dope. You get to go from web lining and zipping and hitting them and then swinging, and it's pretty fluid. Okay, minor gripes. Minor gripes. Of course, you got the glass ceiling. So I mean, but how high can a man swing anyway? You know,
in
I feel
Spider-Man
like
PS5, you can swing pretty damn high.
yeah, I'm pretty sure, especially since they made that game completely wrapped around that Spider-Man. So you know
Yes.
that's gonna have to be like, to me, and that's the thing that sucks. That's the thing that really sucks about it. It's like you're gonna comparing that game to the Avengers game when they're different. They're not designed the same, especially when you want to try to take in consideration Spider-Man. I think they did a really good job at translating how Spider-Man would play in an Avengers game. You still get the zip lines, still get the swing, and a lot of the moves are synonymous to what he does in the Insomniac game. The biggest problem is just the game itself. It's not the characters. Even Black Panther, when he came out, and he's able to like crawl on the walls a little bit and like jump up and all that types of stuff, but the particle detection and the way that they map their maps don't allow for it to be fluid. So I don't blame Spider-Man, because when he's on surfaces that he's supposed to be able to do what he's supposed to do, he does it. But
Okay.
getting to that part of the game, the crystal dynamics part where they mapped it out, it has its flaws. But combat's dope. I have a lot of fun watching and playing with him, and especially with other like live people, like in the multiplayer. When you get to see like 3 or 4 Spider-Man swinging in, and we're all like fighting the different characters that they have, the villains and stuff. It's dope. And
It's like a little baby
actually,
Spider-Verse is getting you ready, huh?
it's almost kind of something like that. And in the costumes, they put a lot of work into the visualization of Spider-Man. I will say though, that classic Spider-Man suit they give you off top, I think that it's like it's the number one intention to make you go buy a costume,
Of course.
because it looks classic. It looks worn. It looks like my man Spider-Man has been wearing that costume since at least 1972. Like, it is definitely worn. But the other costumes that they offer are dope. The biggest gripe that I have though, which would be natural for me, is they didn't have a 2099 costume. And I do not understand how you can offer the MK2 armor Spider-Man. You can offer every other kind of Spider-Man there is, but like Miguel O'Hara, 2099 Spider-Man is damn near next to default. Like, they give you the silver the armor Spider-Man. Dope. But they don't give you that. You don't get symbiotes or nothing like that. But there is conversation and Easter eggs throughout the chain mission that they give you for him that alludes to the fact that in the future they'll most likely either drop a symbiote costume, and I heard there was rumors about this long before you got any of the DLC content, but Venom may be another character they drop, at least for a villain, which I think that's the biggest thing about the game itself that's lacking. They don't give you enough villains. You got Abomination, you get my man, he was just in Black Widow. Did they change his character? Taskmaster. Yes, you get Taskmaster, and you got Claw now, which Claw like really doesn't play a huge part. You got Maestro, and then you got Monica for AIM. You don't even get to play or fight against MODOK, other than in the story. After you kill him, that's it. So initiate. But these are all Avengers game gripes.
Sure.
As far as Spider-Man goes, I actually could say he's probably easiest, one of the best characters that they actually added for the PS5 and 4.
That's what's up.
He's the most fun to play with. And then you got T'Challa and then on down. But again, I'm not on here trying to say, hey, you got to go on there and play Avengers, man. They got Spider-Man, it's dope. No, I still got Crystal Dynamics. I still got my gripes with how they put the game together in certain ways. I was talking with shout out to the homie Starry Tea Time shout out to him because we was on there. We was talking for hours. Good person to talk to, by the way. And we was just kicking around the way that people thought the game would come out. The types of things that you thought you were going to get in the game that would make it dope. And you didn't get the huge open world. You didn't get to choose like one character to actually go around and start missions with and then join Avengers or nothing like that. You got stuck with having to defend a circle that's barely big enough to fit two people in. You got stuck with having to do A through D, destroy these things. You got stuck with these huge open worlds that barely have anything in them. But the characters are dope. Characters most fun thing you got to do. But maybe in the future it can still evolve. You got the DLCs. Being able to drop DLCs are the biggest things to me that's a saving grace for video games, because at any given time that somebody's interested in developing one of those, they can easily drop something that gives you more of a personal feel in the game. And you already kind of get that a little bit in the Avengers game. If you're any particular character, you walk around and see the other characters that are in there. You can interact, talk with them. Some of them have a lot of back and forth conversations. If you're playing with another live multiplayer character and how you guys all huddled around and doing the same things, your two characters will talk and have like extensive conversations. So like the outside of the combat and being in the world stuff is actually really cool. And if they were able to expand on that more, maybe give you more outposts, maybe give you more of an option to go into missions from these outposts instead of always having to go to the war table.
Yeah.
And then, that there's a lot of things that they could do still that would make it better. It's not too late. They did change some of the game mechanics. They did take away some of the elements that you would have to get in order to upgrade your gear and stuff. And then they made it where you're able to take some of the good gear and then upgrade that gear to even better stuff. So it's like they've made some changes to make it a little more simplified and a little more easier, especially for people who might be interested in either returning or beginning the game because they have Spider-Man on there now. So it's not as horrible as it was day one. And a lot of those day one gripes that you had for months that they finally fixed, that now, you can go on there and not have to worry about that type of stuff. But if you're still looking for it for a story, some of their stories are lacking, even for the DLCs. They don't expand too much. But really, you go on there to play with your friends and just enjoy the visuals. It's dope seeing Spider-Man shoot a web and Thor's hammer fly by and like the electricity hits you and you bright, like all that stuff looks cool. Can't hate on it. But there's not much of a substance to really grab onto the entire game. Yeah. But Spider-Man's dope.
Well, look at it this way. At least they have given you a game worth $60 after dropping all they downloadable content. Now you got a $60 game. Now.
Yeah, now.
Now. When did this release again?
Shoot, we were talking about this back in the other multiverse, weren't we?
Yeah, I think so. It was way
and all that. Yeah, so that's man.
Yeah.
Has it been a year already?
It's been, I think a year plus. Because Spider-Man was supposed to drop last year.
Oh my gosh! Don't even get me started.
But look, man, I give Crystal Dynamics I give them a lot of grief. But look, at the end of the day, man, as long as you do right by your consumer, or you are attempting to do right by your consumer, we all right then.
I guess.
I mean, look, we don't ever want to see them make another Avengers game, mind you. Let's not do that.
Yeah, sure. We'll just say that. Yeah, never another Avengers game. Yeah.
They can do whatever they want to do. Just stay away from the Avengers.
Sure.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So you trying to tell me you would not mind Crystal Dynamics having another crack at an Avengers game?
No, what I'm saying is I wouldn't mind if Crystal Dynamics cracked and never tried to make another game again.
Look. Hey man, look, there may be use for them somewhere. That's why I'm like, hey man, somebody might like it, but just stay away from them Avengers, man.
Right. That's why I'm just letting you talk on this part.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna let me have the floor, then speaking of doing right by your consumers, dear 2K, this is kind of I'm gonna be a little bipolar on this one because I first want to say you ain't your mama ain't your daddy ain't your kids ain't Ronnie 2K ain't Mike Wang, you ain't either.
Damn. Calling out the
Okay.
name. Damn.
As a game, as a brand, and as a mother lifestyle. And I'm not gonna say that if you down with 2K, then you too, because I'm down with 2K. So it would be like me. Nah.
Yeah.
But 2K. For real.
Oh,
All
man.
you YouTube content creating mother YouTube. And here's why this week. So they dropped a new update, right? Season 3. Mo cash grabbing. And I'm like, all right, bet we're gonna see what it is. So I'm downloading the new update. I'm copying the new update. Update don't copy.
Oh.
Resets. So I'm like, damn. So I try it again. I delete the whole damn installation. And I try to download the update again. Don't work. So I got to delete the whole mother game.
Oh, wow.
And reinstall the entire damn game.
Oh, goodness.
When I do that, I log back in. It doesn't take that long. You know, PS5 is fast.
Okay.
I got that fiber. It was about 30 minutes. It wasn't like it took me, you know, I wasn't tripping about that. So I get back in there. I'm like, all right, you know, it is what it is. Okay. So then I get in there. Save data has been corrupted and will now be deleted.
Oh, I was about to say, at least you had your saved data, but really?
So I'm like, it's still okay though. It's still okay because I'm like, you saved my stuff in the cloud, 2K. So all I got to do is let you delete. And then when I turn you off, you'll just download my characters and my saves and everything. So I turned the game back on. It downloaded my characters and my saves, but not everything else because my custom shoes are now gone. The custom shoes that 2K makes you pay 10,000 VC for. Now, for those of you who don't, anybody that don't 2K, let me break that down for you. If you buy a virtual currency from 2K, it costs you for, what is it? What is it? 79,000 VC is like $20. So a pair of shoes in 2K, a pair of custom shoes, 10,000 VC. So that's like
an arm,
that's like $2.
Part of your heart.
That's about $2 in actual cash. And I had about 10 of them. So that's $20 of my money, 2K. So I hit up 2K. I hit up their support, right? I'm thinking, they know this. They got to know this is a problem. They got to be able to, they'll be able to look at my record to see how much money I done dumped into this dumpster fire of a game. Let me see what 2K gonna do for me. Do you know what 2K told me?
Sorry, sir, but you ain't shit, and we can't help you out there.
Well, they did, but their translation of that was, upon research, we have determined that you deleted your shoes, so you are not eligible for a refund. What? I ain't delete a mother thing. Yeah, that's what they told me.
Wow.
That's what they told me. That's what they told me, man. They said, "Hey, you just stuck, bro. We can't do nothing for you."
So because your save game got corrupted and you had no choice but to delete that, obviously there were points in that save game that were not corrupted that the game recognized.
Preach.
And it made it delete the entire thing. But see, okay, so that means when you do content like that, like custom shoes and stuff like that, it doesn't upload and save to their cloud, to their system?
So apparently not. It saves that you had on a pair of custom shoes. But what them custom shoes look like apparently only stays within your save file and not on their cloud. What kind of is that? And here's where it goes even more stupid. There is an actual quest, like a mission in the game that you unlock when you get your shoe deal. Yes, they have actual shoe deals in the game. You get your endorsement and you get to create a custom shoe for free. It even deleted that. So that would and what's crazy is like there's like you have on your little cell phone on the game, you have like this little social media memorial where you can go back and you can see all the like endorsements and everything you got. So when you click on the endorsement to go look at your billboard that had your custom shoe, guess what the game does? Freezes.
Of course.
For about 5 minutes and then kicks you back out. Like, nah, bro, ain't no shoes here.
Man, so that
they don't even give you a chance to go back and update, like to make them again.
Right. Yeah, because that patch it didn't include it. So I'm pretty sure you're not going to be the only one complaining about your custom gear being
exactly.
trash.
I know I'm not the only one. No, Sam Smith. I know I'm not the only one. 2K got me smoking out the window.
Yes, they do.
Boy, I swear I feel like Bruno Mars every time I turn that game on. See, look, I said I was going to go buy a Coca-Cola because I was going to give them, I was actually going to be nice. But you know what? I can't even time the beeps. All that. Because they dropped season 3, and season 3 has this stuff now called City something. I don't even know. Where's my damn, what was it called? Hold on. It's called City Slam mode. Now here's the cool thing about City Slam mode. What am I always complaining about with 2K? What does 2K always try to force me to do in order to try to actually level up to something that means something? They try to send me out there to play with them part-time job content creating. All I do is win because all I do is play 2K, motherfuckers.
All day.
But season 3 actually gives you a mode where you can level up and you don't have to play online.
Oh, nice. About time.
Yes. They give you, so the way this breaks down is you play like a series of games, basically unlocking better players or better teammates to help you go and play on the 2-on-2 for Brotherhood tournament like you saw in White Men Can't Jump. It's not really that tournament, but it's something of the same thing. I don't know. But it's cool because it's single player. So you don't have to worry about playing with anybody online, but you're actually gaining like multiplayer XP. And eventually you go and you play some kind of tournament that gives you some kind of challenges. But here's the up thing about it. Once you've done it once, that's it.
Oh, really?
They send you right back out to the city to mess around with them same It's like 2K take one step forward and 18 steps back.
They got to know there's a problem. That
they have to realize, bro. Like they make it look, I'm sweating already. Look, 2K got to realize, bro. You got a whole demographic of motherfuckers out here that don't have time to be out here learning to play that game like that. I know at least 20 motherfuckers that play 2K or would play 2K like crazy if you could actually get on there and enjoy yourself. I played 2K just about all day today in that little new mode. You know why? Because it's actually fun for me. I enjoy it. So what do I have to do? I have to figure out a way to kind of like cheat the system so that I can keep playing. So I'm gonna go on. Look, we only got what we got, like maybe 250 subs or something like that. It's only like 25, 30 people watching this. But I'm gonna just go ahead and tell it because it's probably about 18 little motherfuckers that made YouTube videos and got about 30,000 views telling this anyway. So I'm gonna go on and tell it. When you're playing in the City Slam mode, don't do the additional challenges that they give you. Just win the game. That way you can just keep playing that mother over and over and keep leveling up until you decide you don't want to level up anymore.
Right.
2K and they park. Go get your level 40 on. You welcome.
Whew. Calm down.
Yeah. Sun's getting real low.
Yes.
Boy. I just turned into a 2K roasting session and I actually had intentions of being nice.
I know.
You know why? Because 2K ain't That's why. It ain't
whole life.
Man.
2K ain't been since 00.
And I let them know that too. When they responded back to me in that little ticket, I let that little dude have it. I was like, that's why every night I pray for NBA Live to make a comeback just so I could middle finger you, mother.
Oh man, I actually might play NBA Live. I don't know about 2K, man. Shoot.
At this point, you could remaster Double Dribble and I'd play that.
They tried NBA Jams
Give me that
All right.
back. I'm about ready to go just play like NBA Showtime on an emulator or something. Cause like 2K is like just taking me there to way too much.
I think Streets is all right too.
Street works. Bring back NBA Street. Can we remaster Volume 2, please? Let me get a change.org petition for that shit.
Yeah, Volume 2 was where it was.
That
at.
was the truth.
Yeah, man.
That
was
the
downfall.
truth.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Jam, Streets, facts.
All facts.
2K.
All facts.
Okay. Yeah.
Man.
What do you say? What do you say?
Well,
so you can calm down, so you can catch your breath.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm all right, man. I'm good.
How about we pop on some commercials?
Okay.
And then we come back and finish it out with Hawkeye and Spider-Man.
Oh
So-
yeah. You know what? I almost forgot about Hawkeye that fast.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Oh man. You know what?
That
Just
fast. It's like how I disappeared off the screen.
that fast. That's exactly. That's right.
That was just an example, people.
Cut on
It
the
could happen to
commercials.
you.
Cut on the damn commercials.
It could happen to you, people.
It could happen to anybody. 2K.
We gon' rise it up, we gon' jazz it up, we gon' snazz it up with that purple train. We gon' rise it up, we gon' snazz it up, we gon' jazz it up with that purple train. We gon' rise it up, we gon' snazz. Huh? What? Really? Oh, dang. It sucks having to go home after making a purple drink commercial. People call your names.
Whatever, asshole.
Even walking down the street looks bleak. Look at this. I even got a ticket. Ugh. Traffic sucks. Man, nothing seems to go right. When I get home, my wife look like she about to beat my ass.
I know you better get that damn purple drink money too. Better bring that home.
So I sit down at the table. She still know what I need. Some of that purple drink. Oh yeah. There's a new tune after that. Hook it up, snazz it up with that purple drink.
Burning the beat, boy. Oh, we got watermelon for the
Nothing
black
unites
barbecue.
family like a good bottle of sauce to go with your great summer barbecue.
Who made the potato salad?
Al's Sauce has been known to bring people of all colors and creeds together in the spirit of barbecue.
Oh man, there's people in sauce. Never. Shut up, motherfucker.
Bring it over for a good time, whether you're black, white, it doesn't matter.
Hey, that chicken ain't done, man. Done to me.
If you ain't got the sauce, then that's your
Oh
loss.
man, domino, mother. There you go. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, we out of sauce. Wait, this ain't no sauce.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Oh, well, you dusty bastard. Al sauce is made with the best ingredients this side of the Mississippi. If you're gonna give me something, it's gotta be the sauce.
This made in New York City?
If you ain't
You
got
ain't
the
got the
sauce,
sauce.
That's your loss.
here's the sauce made with the best you ever seen in your life. If you ain't got the sauce, then motherfucker, that's no loss.
Greetings, humans. I am Optimal Prime. We are here to tell you we support the Mayne Authority. Like, subscribe, join the Discord, support on Patreon. We are the Mayne Authority. We are here. We are the Authority. Remember, Maynes, go get that bag. Autobots, let's roll up.
That's the one I was supposed to be hitting. There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
There
you
we go.
Gotta love the commercials, man.
Yeah, man. All the time. All the
Gotta
time.
love them dusty bastards and
Yes.
rolling up.
That part.
My favorite part.
Yes.
Autobots roll
indeed.
up.
Yes. Speaking of rolling up, seemed like somebody might have rolled up on Hawkeye and was like, "Hey, let's give him something to talk about." Because it seemed like all I saw all over them internets all week was everybody speculating about whose pudgy little hand that was. I have never seen so many cufflink breakdowns in my entire life.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Like, boys, be on it.
White Suge to Suge Knight. They was buzzing down them cufflinks like,
You know
who
what I'm
could this be? Who? We have no idea who this is. Who this be? Duh.
Man, I
Who
tell you
else,
what.
man?
Let's do this though. Let's do this. Let's not. Let's be different. Let's not analyze cufflinks. Let's not talk about who it could be and how they could be tied together for once.
What do we do?
Well, why don't we just talk about whether or not we think this show is dope?
I'm
What
down
say
with
it?
that. I am down with that.
Here's something that may surprise some people. I like it.
I'm
look,
surprised.
And now look at this, people. Now I'm live. And because when your wife call, you gotta answer. I'm gonna answer on the phone. Hello? Yep.
Hey, wife.
Look,
All right.
Lavis says, "Hey,
I'll-
wife." She says, "Hey, Lavis." Don't be saying it like that. You better watch yourself.
I heard that.
Look, you heard what? All right, I got to get back to my regularly scheduled program now.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
we do.
There we go. There we
Thank
go.
you. Come in.
Thank you. Now we can go. Now we are back. See, look, life happens, man. Life happens. But you know what? I had to answer that. You know why? Because she got dinner.
I see.
I had to make sure dinner wasn't a problem. Or else we were going to have to cut this stream off a little early.
Yes. Hey,
See, look, now you hear, then you hear my loud ass dogs.
Hey,
Because now they hear the garage door opening.
hey, you gotta give them a chance.
Kavai, let
Okay.
me tell you something, man. And let me say this before she get in the house so she hear me. I don't do no mother dishes. I look like.
Hey, somebody do, because I was there for an entire week. Okay, and look, I even tested it. Okay, he don't even know this. Okay,
Oh,
he don't
man.
even know this. I tested it. Okay, I even went down there and made a dish on purpose. Okay, set it in the sink.
They don't make
Came
it.
back 5 minutes, and like the UPS man, how they throw your package and you never see them.
Now,
I had no idea who was doing them dishes at Al's house, but somebody was doing them.
we got a
They had
dish
like
fairy, man.
Something.
We got a dish fairy, man.
Must have you got ghosts like they got in Big Mouth that just come out and talk to you and when nobody's looking. You just be up in the attic talking about, hey, why don't you go down there and wash my dishes? And you be like, all right, well, sure, I ain't got nothing else better to do. They just swoop down there as soon as a mother put dishes in the sink. Because I'm telling you right now, man, maybe the UPS man comes to his house and does his dishes because I never see him. They just disappear.
Plead the
It was
fifth.
gone. I remember we ate dinner. And I just put it in there. I was like, thanks, Al. That was and the plate was gone just that fast.
Look, man, I don't ask questions, man. Now you see why we got married.
Yep. See,
Hey, she holds it down. What can I say?
she's holding it down, man.
Holding it down. Man. Except when I get on her bad side, then it's like, I'm going to hold it down here.
Sauce Ghost.
Sauce
Coast to
Ghost.
coast. Hey.
Indeed, man. Coast to coast.
That might
We
have
might
to be-
have one. We might have one there.
Yes,
Speaking of
we
having
might.
one, shout out to everybody. If you didn't go to the Twitter, man, your boys at it again, man.
Yeah, man.
We at it again, man. We dropped a little tease. It's something coming, man. That's all I'm going to say. If you ain't see it, I'm not even going to tell you about it. You're going to go to the main authority Twitter. Check it out for yourself.
Leave a like and a retweet.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But that's just the way it is, man.
Hey, Proxy. There's more than one way to satisfy the missus, brother. Ain't got nothing to do with no dishes. That's all I'm saying.
Not at all.
It's called
Because he's still got at least one kid.
Uno
left to do.
cards, mother.
Hey, what's up, LB?
LB, what's goody, man? What's goody? Appreciate you swinging through, man.
Yes, sir. Always.
But
a
yeah,
pleasure.
man, look, about this Hawkeye thing, man. I will say I was coming into it very, very skeptical, but that's because you was sprinkling them Die Hard vibes on it. And you know how I feel. You know how I feel about some Die Hard, bro. I'm like,
Hey, okay, it's the Die Hard vibes, but it's not Bruce Willis.
Thankfully,
Definitely not Bruce Willis.
Thankfully, and I like Bruce, but not Die Hard. Just didn't do it for me like that, except for the third one. But that was because Samuel was in it.
Yeah,
that's the only reason. That's the only reason I like that one, because he made that one good.
After that, though, like
yeah,
really,
they fell off a cliff after that.
Transformers and yeah.
But no, man, like Hawkeye is dope. Like I enjoy the story that Hawkeye is telling right now.
Yes.
Like they are actually, the first episode was a little slow. Definitely a little slow. It picked up. Second episode kind of gave me what I was looking for. And then this third episode was like, okay. Like the third episode came out swinging. And I'm with that. Like I was like, all right, cool. This is not, looking back at the year that was now. We in December now. When we go back and we look at all of this MCU, this is the first year of MCU, official MCU, serialized content that we've gotten. And I have to say, scale of 1 to 10, and this is going to sound crazy as hell, I'm going to give them an 8.
That's not crazy at all.
And that's
8.5 right now.
Well, see, are you talking just Hawkeye? Or encompassing everything?
Encompassing everything, yeah. I still give
okay,
them
bet. Okay, cool. So we on the same page. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because although I didn't enjoy WandaVision, although I felt like Falcon and the Winter Soldier could have been better, Loki killed it, of course, and Hawkeye so far has been good. What I will acknowledge is that the MCU and White Suge have done it again, in the sense that they have given us something for everybody. You don't have to like I don't have to like WandaVision. I think WandaVision was trash. But there are people who really enjoyed it. I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier could have been a little bit better. Some people didn't like it. Some people loved it. I think Loki is the one IP that we all can agree was probably, not even probably, but without argument, the best property that they've dropped so far. But when you look back at the entirety of what we've gotten, and then you sprinkle in the movies, I give them an 8.5. 2021 was about an 8.5. White Suge did it and did it well. And we still haven't even seen No Way Home yet.
Nope.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Like Hawkeye, shows like that, this is really going to be a dope move, I think, for the MCU. Like we knew this when they started talking about dropping these shows, but we all got kind of shaky because we saw WandaVision and we saw Falcon and it was like, man, I don't know. It was like Loki was dope, but man, I don't know. But this is exactly what what I would expect. Is now you have a nice, robust catalog of content to not only for people to enjoy, but for you to pull from, so that now you can start telling like singled off stories with a smaller group of characters and still feed into like a larger narrative. So they can do stuff where they focus kind of like on the more grounded, earthbound characters or whatnot, and then they can go out into space or they can go into the cosmos or whatever they got to do, and it's all still can be connected and all can be entertaining depending on, you know, what particular lane you in.
Right.
And that's the dope thing. That's what's up?
Yep. That's going to be the interesting part. Yep.
Right. And the thing about it is you're going to start having now like little pockets of fandom. And that's cool as long as y'all don't turn into these Star Wars mother.
Right.
You know? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not go that far. No. But I mean, it would be cool to see people that are like, well, I like the shows more than the movies. Well, I like the movies more than the shows. Well, I like Loki and so. Like, that's dope because you know what that's doing? That is growing the fan base, which means we will keep getting the content. And hopefully, the DC gets it together as well.
Maybe. We'll see. They got Peacemaker coming out, which I'm going to check out.
Yep.
Because I like John Cena and I like the Peacemaker character. So I will check it out and we'll do comparisons.
Yes.
Across the board.
Most def.
of the Disney pluses. But no, I mean, I agree with you. I like the moves that they're doing with all the different shows. Hawkeye is definitely a good fit, especially for around the Christmas holiday. It's going to be a great show to watch each week with the fam, whichever day you choose to watch it on, whether it's as soon as it drops, whether it's somewhere in that weekend where you can spend time with your family. I think Hawkeye definitely hits the notes on family heavy, especially with Clint. I mean, because he's very family orientated as it is, and there's going to be a few people this year that might not be able to make it home for the holidays, or maybe trying to make it home for the holidays, and they're doing a good job at least driving that. Besides that, you get all the great Easter eggs in there. You're getting Echo. So you got the little cufflink, of course. We know that has to be Kingpin. Let's not do this to ourselves.
Like, come on,
people.
man.
It's not going to be Green Goblin.
And if you don't know, there's 50 million videos you can go watch where they explain it all for you.
I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, no, ain't gonna be none of that. You're getting great Easter eggs there, and it's gonna be. And I feel like they're teasing that already. Like, there's been a couple conversations in which they're like, "Yeah, the tracksuit mafia, yeah, they're bad, whatever." But there's somebody who works them that you don't want to mess with. You know, obviously, got to be Kingpin. They're already with Echo. He's like, "Hey, you know, who?" She's like, "Who's in charge?" He's like, "Well, you're in charge," but obviously, in his face, it's implied, "Nah, you are not in charge." I do love the tracksuit mafia, though.
Yes.
Now that, like, they are hilarious all the way inside and out.
Yes.
They are definitely playing the awesome role of the comic relief ever since they've been introduced. Totally down with them. And I don't know his name, but the dude is pretty much like the main mafia guy, the real Russian type one. He's also Van Helsing, the TV show Van Helsing.
Okay.
He's one of the head lead vampire dudes, and he's like super intimidating and serious in that. So seeing him play a role like that, and then being in the MCU, something where he's doing comedy and being funny, I give the actors a lot of credit for that when they make those types of leaps. It's always awesome to see them do stuff like that. Kate Bishop is definitely doing the job of making sure that we understand and know that Hawkeye is her show.
Yes,
it is not too much about Clint. We get the understanding that my man is done trying to do this. He's trying to live in peace, and he's sick and tired of having to get his hearing aid fixed.
Yeah,
all the damn time. So he really ain't trying to hear nobody, and I like that. Like, I'm with that all the way. My man,
I'm gonna tell you with
sure.
Yes, and I like Hawkeye a lot better now. I like him a lot better, and all it takes. And this is, and it's not his fault, but he just didn't get enough time in the movies.
No, he didn't.
And that's the thing that you miss, because when you have, and that's the thing that I think benefits the vast majority of the characters in the MCU. When you've got at least one full movie to establish that character, and for you to understand kind of that character's motivations and what drives them. And I mean, you get that from watching Hawkeye in the movies, but seeing something that is focused around him, where it's basically like, and like you said, it's definitely a Kate Bishop centric show, but it's Hawkeye vibes. Like, this is a world that Clint Barton fits in,
right?
As opposed to when you watch him in the larger Avengers movies, he's more of a fish out of water, and so he's got to play that role to a degree. But here, this is his element. Like, this is what he does, and so with that and the way that it breaks down, you see it, and it's like, it connects you to him in a much more solid way. And so with that, I'm like, okay, I do want to see more Clint Barton in. Like, I do appreciate, his place in the Avengers and his place in the MCU. And it actually, grounds him or makes him a little bit more digestible for me. Now, I'm sure it was plenty of people that didn't have any issues with dude as a character, but like, for me, he was just Hawkeye. He was expendable. Like, I ain't really give a damn. But now it's like, no, now I feel it, and I think they do an excellent job of leaning on or not letting you forget about Black Widow, but not letting that be a crutch to help you like have any sympathy for him. Like, there's plenty of other things. Like, I thought, to me, the best scene in the show so far, in my opinion, was when his son called and Kate Bishop had to like break down or tell him what it's like, transcribe the conversation for him. And he was talking to his son about not being able to come home.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that was the best scene of the show so far, because that basically encapsulated both what Kate Bishop is doing. I see you, Mike Potter. I appreciate you with the $1. Say MCU rules, man.
Yes.
I don't know if I can argue with that, especially when you hit me with the super chat. Appreciate you, Mike.
Thank you,
Sir
man.
Glass Half Full himself.
He said
Mr.
it.
Steal Your Girl and then give her back. Why does he give her back, Lavis?
Because he is just that nice.
Indeed, he is.
Every day.
Shout to Mike Porter, man.
Yes.
Shout
out
to
to that man.
And shout out, matter of fact, shout out to all our day ones, man. Anybody that's been rocking with us from the very, 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 very beginning. What's good? And anybody that be messing with us on the Discord, what's good? And if you ain't on the Discord, the wrong with you? Be going down, and rumor has it might be going down again right after this show. I don't know. We might be it is the first weekend. We might have to turn up. We'll have to see.
You're gonna have to see, man. Totally, man. Thanks, Travis.
Indeed. Appreciate
love
it.
you.
Oh man, dude. Each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all just don't understand. Hop into the Discord, see all the love.
Right.
Rejuvenates a brother. I'm just saying, man. It's something in here, man. I just appreciate y'all.
Facts.
I appreciate Hawkeye too now, man. I have to tell you, I am man enough to say I was wrong about Mr. Clint Barton, and I wasn't giving him a fair shake. But guess what? He has a seat at the table, and he might even get an invitation to the barbecue.
Oh, he should definitely get the invitation to the barbecue. Like,
I think so,
Clint,
yeah, man.
Clint's cool. Clint's
Okay,
that guy.
so let's take a totally random pivot right now. If you had to pick one Avenger that can't make the barbecue, who don't get the invite, bro?
Hold on. We gonna take it straight to the people. I had ended that poll. I'm about to make a whole nother poll.
Do it. Who do you uninvite? And it has to be a core Avenger. Don't be talking to me about no no Wanda. No, it's got to be the OG crew.
I will add as many as I can.
Yes.
We will allow. We will go down the OG list.
The OG list.
And see.
If you got to leave somebody off, you can leave Tony off, because I don't see any way that Tony Stark can't come to the barbecue.
I mean, I see plenty of ways why Tony Stark shouldn't actually come to the barbecue, but I do agree with you. There's nobody that's not gonna invite Tony Stark.
Well, look, you know why? Let's be clear about how there's no way that Tony Stark should not be allowed to the barbecue. You know why? Because you never uninvite the person with the money.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's the person you get to cater.
All right. So it only lets me do 4 options. So
there we go. Well, then look, Tony automatically stays.
Yes.
Because Tony's got the bread.
And he can fly in the Iron Man suit.
Bingo. Yes. And he's got all that Stark tech to keep the food warm. Yeah. Look, he's got nanobot to go plates. We got to keep Tony there.
So you got Clint, you got Natasha, you get Bruce Banner and Thor. Like who would not
man.
And I see it off top. Natasha with the 50%. It was leading at first.
Yeah, they was really trying to lead Natasha out, man. Nah.
Yes, they were.
I'm with the crowd though. I see now it's looking like I don't know, man. Like who I gotta ask you. I asked you first, so you gotta tell me who you leaving out. Who can't come?
No, like originally I'm with the crowd. Like Bruce Banner would probably be the number one person who would not get the invite, because the moment he loses at Domino's, it's over.
Right.
It's over.
Yep. I'm gonna tell you why you can't come for me. Pause. Because he gonna eat up all the damn food, man.
He probably would.
He gonna eat up all the damn food. Like, I'm not trying to have him. Look, he Hulk out, or even if he comes Professor Hulk or whatever.
Professor Hulk,
Like,
right.
no, bruh. My man, look, and then and here's the thing. You know, at every black barbecue, what's the other? There's dominoes that happen. What's the other thing that happens if the barbecue lasts long enough?
Spades.
Spades, yes.
Spades busts out later. than
Yep,
dominoes
you got
for some reason.
dominoes, then it go to spades.
Yeah.
But by that time, everybody's nice and full and liquored up, and what's bound to happen?
Yeah. Can I say
Some of these start fighting.
Yes. I was say I can't say it.
And can you imagine
Bro.
Bruce Banner being in the mix when the start fighting?
Only if he could transform into Grey Hulk.
Bruh.
That's the only way he'd be able to.
I don't want him. No, bro. Look, you gonna it don't even matter. You gonna have that one dude that's just like, I'm going to the trunk. To do what? Motherfucker, that's Hulk. Them bullets ain't finna do nothing, man. Like, no, bro. Like, no. No.
Nah, see, no, but I see it. But I'm with Lonely. I think they all have reasons why you would uninvite them. Like Thor, like he said, Lonely Banter. He'd be the annoying drunk. I see that. I see it being lightweight, obnoxious.
Thor would have to be there for one specific reason. Because as soon as I get drunk, I'm gonna need him to repeat for the rest of the night. He gonna have to ask me if I'm here about the cable. For the rest of the night, I'm like, do it again. Do it again.
I bet you now, if he heard you say that, he'd be like, humans are so small and petty.
I would. And you know what? You know what? I'd kick him in his kneecap.
Oh, damn.
Exactly. Just like that. But I'm just saying, man, I would need him for my own entertainment purposes. But let's see. Clint's already got the invite. Natasha's got to be there, man. You can't say Natasha can't go.
I'm about to say, so you could give the reasons why they can go, but they all would have a reason why they shouldn't be there.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Like Clint wouldn't be there because he'd be antisocial. Don't nobody want no antisocial just chilling at the barbecue, all up in the corner. Especially, no offense, but the barbecue we talk about.
Look,
anybody that's just chilling in the corner like that, a little ominous. I don't know about.
Yeah, look. Everybody gonna have eyes on that mother.
Right, exactly. So
Facts.
That would be the reason why he couldn't come. Pause. What about for you? Why would he be able?
Why would Clint not be invited?
Yeah, why wouldn't he be able to go?
Because Clint would get drunk and get emotional.
I can see that.
Because you know what happened there. You know what happened at our barbecues, man. Again, like I said, they start playing music. People get drunk. They start playing games. But then what else they start doing? Putting on that old, slow, depressing ass R&B music. And as soon as somebody played One Sweet Day or I Miss My Homies or Gangsta League, my dude gonna flip.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to have you kill the mood, bro.
I don't know if he flip and kill the mood.
Man, he be so emotional, bro. Like this dude. Because first of all, you are forgetting all of the elements that will be around my guy at this barbecue. There will be libations, there will be medicinals, there will be food, and he can't say no. When you're at a black barbecue, if they pass you the sweet, you can't say no. I'm good.
I think Clint would handle a lot better at the barbecue than he did having to go to that damn medieval carnival.
Oh, without question, he'd be right at home at the barbecue, bro.
Right.
Look,
right.
You would see some things about Clinton Barton at that barbecue that would make you wonder. That's when you would find out that he dated a black chick in high school and college.
You'd probably see it at the barbecue.
Exactly.
That would be the
That's right. The main reason.
Yeah. Shoot, he probably dip out faster than the hurry.
I'm trying to tell you.
He'd be all about it.
Yeah, but straight up though, we all agree with Thor though. Thor gonna get drunk, and Thor's probably an annoying ass drunk.
Most def. Even though he seemed like he was pretty cool at the Avengers party, seemed like he was holding his own better than most others. But still.
So now here's the one I got to ask you about. So why do you feel like Natasha couldn't be there?
Right. So I was gonna try to ask you first. I see what you did.
Uh-huh.
Try to get me like cheese on the board.
That's
See what you
right. That's exactly why she couldn't come. Because she'd be cheese on the board.
That's exactly why. In no way. It'd
Next
be all
thing you
night.
know, she be all up in your DMs
Mhm.
asking you for money.
Calling you Don John.
Exactly.
Treating you like Don John. Anybody seen that movie, you know. You know.
Cheese on the board.
Cheese on the board. That'd be the number one reason why. Sorry, Natasha.
She'll have you smoking out
Yeah.
the window.
Mhm.
Man. Yeah, she
Going
could. She
through
could
that.
do it.
Was that trip you took the people on in the Discord?
Oh yes. We may swing through. We may have to hop on the Intergalactic Airlines once again today, tonight,
Tonight.
a holiday edition at that.
Tonight. Yes.
Yes.
Down with it. And I guess last but not least, Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
All the different news that we got for Spider-Man, not just the movie itself. We know the movie's coming out December
Facts.
17th. People already got them tickets,
Mm-hmm.
all that good stuff. But now they're starting to already drop trailers for other Spider-Man properties, namely the Across the Spider-Verse. And
Here's a surprise. I haven't seen it yet.
I peeped it out. I
I'm
peeped it
about
out.
to check it,
And
but
it
I
kinda
haven't
picks
seen
up-
it.
It picks up. I'm not gonna go too I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it picks up right when the Gwen Stacy
pops
she
in?
pops through. Yeah. It kind of picks up.
That's
from
what I
there.
thought.
Whatever gives. I'm not gonna go
Now-
into too many spoilers from there, but
I think it's brilliant that they're dropping this trailer right now for obvious reasons. But
Right.
even beyond that, this is really, they are really leaning into solidifying a Spider-Verse. Like, not just the animated version, but the live action version. And the thing I remember when Enter the Spider-Verse verse dropped, and we were geeking out about the idea of them doing a live action. Did you think it would happen this fast?
I mean, I know they were shooting for 2022, and believe it or not, it really ain't been that fast. Like Into the Spider-Verse came out at least a couple years ago now. So somewhere around here, yeah. I mean,
I did not
It's
think
just
they were
fun.
going to be able to figure this out. Not that they couldn't pull it off. I just didn't think they'd have it figured out from a business standpoint. I didn't think White Sugar was going to be able to figure out a way to do it.
I thought that maybe beginning of last year. I was with you on that one, but watching how they've been moving, and especially after what solidified it for me was after watching Let There Be Carnage
Oh, well, yeah.
and seeing that movie, I was like, if they don't merge,
Oh, well,
with
yeah. By
Marvel,
that point,
like, they need
well,
to
see,
get
my
that
thing is,
together.
though, I think you started seeing, or I started figuring it was a done deal when they pulled the whole thing with what's his name? Now I can't think of Michael Keaton's character.
Hmm.
And when they showed that very first Morbius trailer, and they had him cameo in that, and when you started seeing like even the first Venom movie, and they had like or whatever movie, no, that was the Morbius trailer also, where they had the Spider-Man posters and whatnot. It's like,
Yeah. Which they
you
kept pushing
knew
out.
that they were gonna do it, or they were hinting at it because that was the thing that they wanted to do. I
Right.
still didn't think that they were gonna be able to pull it off this fast. That to the point where by the third Spider-Man MCU movie, we finna have Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland allegedly in the same movie. That's where I'm like, I didn't think they were gonna be able to pull this off this
I didn't
fast.
think they would do it cinematically until we started getting the rumors. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm with you. I don't know about it being like this fast still, but I get you. I get where you're going with that. It's like that they would even go in that direction at all, especially after having an animated Into the Spider-Verse thing happening. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of makes you wonder in which direction they will pivot as far as what's canon now, because especially since they have that merger going on as Disney and Sony, so that means it's all fair in game as long as they play well and agree with what they put out.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly you see like canon MCU things happening in like across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, without question.
Do that now.
Yeah, I think what they're setting up with this movie, with No Way Home, is, and it goes back to something that Feige said a while back, which was about Tom Holland being the only character to be able to swing between multiverses, or universes, or however he worded it. And that to me meant that, number one, whatever they had planned for him, it wasn't going to be a one-off. So like thinking about it, I was like, okay, well, if that's still the plan, or if that's still what they want, then they're going to create a way for him to be able to bounce between whatever Sony's doing and whatever the MCU is doing. But then when you think about the fact that they've got, if we're to believe that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in this movie, the question becomes, well, are they only going to be in it for a one-off, or what's going to happen? And we speculated about the idea of them maybe killing off Tom Holland, which I don't think is going to happen. And now I'm almost certain it's not, because we've heard the news that he's re-upped, and they announced a whole nother trilogy of movies coming.
Yep.
But my thing is, to your point, where we are now, I don't think it's a situation about something like him dying. I think it's kind of like what we talked about, where it's going to be some kind of a swap, or there's going to be a new Spider-Man in the MCU on a permanent basis, and Tom Holland might end up being over in that Sony universe for the time being. So I think what's going to happen is those next 3 movies are going to be specifically, I know they're saying they're MCU movies, but I think they're going to be MCU movies in the sense that they're merging those 2 universes now, but they're going to give Sony free reign to do what they want to do to a degree.
Okay, so from the way the merger's been looking, I think for you got to like reverse that. So especially with what they did in Venom, kind of gives like the nail to let you know the way that they're merging. So you're saying it would work best if it was like Marvel was trying to play nice with their toys and give it to Sony, but in actuality, Marvel needs Sony, and the way that they kind of work that to where it seems instead of them moving things over to the Sonyverse moves everything over to the MCU for this next 5 years. So what we're going to see is a collective. They're going to call it an even collective collab between Marvel or Disney, should we say, Disney and Sony, but it's more or less to the fact to where the Sony movies you see, you'll probably it won't be a behind the scenes or a rumor that Kevin Feige actually had helped him out, because like Kevin Feige had hand in both Venom movies,
right?
But he didn't get any credit for it. So you would probably see that his name, he would get the credit for it now. It wouldn't be a very behind the scenes thing,
right? And I get that. Like I see it from that angle, but my thing is, I know that's the way it looks right now, but what was Sony's? I don't see Sony being like, all right, look, you backed us into a corner, fine, we'll just shift everything, because then it's like, okay, well, if I'm Sony, what am I only focusing on? The animated shit, and I'm letting Feige run with it? Like, it's Feige, because okay, so the animated is Marvel, like that's Disney Marvel. Anything animated like that, that's not Sony. Sony has movie rights. Sony has Spider-Man movie rights, but bro, that Enter the Spider-Verse movie wasn't Disney, dog.
They can make a movie because they have Spider-Man rights. They can do that, so they can make anime. I'm not saying they can't do that, but Disney can also do animated.
Oh, sure they can, but I'm speaking specifically about the Into the Spider-Verse movie was Sony specific. That's their universe, or their animated universe that they created. I think the live action Spider-Verse is more of a joint creation, but there's going to be different facets of it. So to your point, there's going to be an MCU centric piece of it where you're going to see all of those characters playing in the MCU. That's why you saw Venom come over. You're gonna end up seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come over as well, because one of if not both of them are going to start having more of a more recurring role, I think, in MCU movies. And I think the reason they're going to do that is because Sony is going to take Tom Holland and they're going to be MCU movies. Feige will still be involved, but Sony is basically like Feige's going, okay, we're going to do it this way. Like, y'all take Tom Holland and make the movies you want to make, and that's going to be your version of the Spider-Verse, whatever you want to do with him and Venom and everything else, when you take them back that way. But when they come over here and they play it in this yard, this is the story we telling over here. So I don't know.
We'll have to see how that plays.
We'll definitely have to see.
5 years that they're together.
Yes.
So I think we're still thinking more of a secluded, because we're just not used to seeing, or we haven't seen what that looks like technically, to be honest.
Well, actually we have though. And that's the thing that I think we're forgetting about. There is a perfect example of how this could work and how this would work in its exact facet. And you put Tom Holland in the middle of it. There's just one character that's missing in order to tie it all together and make it make sense. Madam Web.
Right. Yes.
Because if you take so basically take the concept that I'm saying, essentially take Tom Holland and put him as the Peter Parker from the animated Spider-Man series.
Right.
And he'll be the one, he would then be able to jump through however they want to explain it. He'd be the one hopping between the universes, and like the one that Madam Web is like leveraging whenever she needs him to do stuff, because he's at the perfect age. Like you wouldn't want to see Tom Holland, or I'm sorry, you wouldn't want to see Tobey Maguire Spider-Man meet Madam Web, because he's already a full-fledged adult at this point. Same thing with Andrew Garfield. Whereas with Tom Holland, he can if you introduce those two right now, you got 5 years to age him up to where then when you want to start telling those real deep Spider-Man stories like that and looping him into all of that kind of stuff. Like, what is it? Now I can't think of it, but what is that big arc that they did in the animated series when they brought all of the Spider-Men together?
I believe that was still circulated around Secret Wars.
Okay. So yeah, that would be perfect then. Again, if that's in fact the case, because all of that would line up with where we know the MCU is going long term. But you could set up a situation where Tom Holland would essentially be in the Spider-Verse or in the MCU doing whatever, and you would see characters he's encountered like Venom, like the why can I not think of Michael Keaton's name? I keep wanting to call him Vulture. There you go. Vulture, Venom, all of them cats. And Feige can have complete control when those events are taking place in the MCU. But when in what we know as the MCU, let me say it this way. In the sacred timeline, because all of this is essentially now becoming the MCU. So the sacred timeline is the one that I think where Feige has complete authority. Like, Feige answers to nobody and he does whatever the hell Feige want to do. The one where he's got to kind of let Sony have a little bit of say is the one that I think where I think that new trilogy of Spider-Man movies is going to live. Now, I could be totally wrong. But it just seems like, if going back to again what unless something's changed, going back to the way that White should kind of laid it out, or the way he explained it, and looking at what they're doing right now, that it would make perfect sense, because you could give Sony a whole blank slate to kind of go forward and tell whatever stories they want to tell in whatever way they want to tell them, and still have that coincide with everything that's going on in the sacred timeline. And you could interchange the characters. You could bring other Spider-Men into it. You're not killing anybody off necessarily. And then at some point, whether you decide to kill off Tom Holland, or whether it's Peter, or whether it's Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield that's in that sacred timeline, you sacrifice whichever one of those Spider-Men you want to introduce Miles Morales.
Yeah, that sounds like what we've been wanting.
And that's
Like,
the thing, man. Because that's what's
going back to that.
that's
Kill
what
Spider-Man, keep a Spider-Man, and rebirth the Spider-Man.
pretty much.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much what it is. It's like, hey, look, man, we already know what this is gonna be, man. Just
right, man.
Just going on and put some pigmentation on that Spider-Man.
Right.
We know what this is, man. You know what the people want, man.
They're getting closer and closer, man, and it would be kind of cool if maybe the next trilogy, because he was going into college, and that'd be a kind of a good spot to put, even if it's Tom Holland Spider-Man, to put Tom Holland Spider-Man in for him to be able to have someone to mentor. I wouldn't do it in the first one. Maybe tease him. Don't give Miles Morales no powers yet in the first one.
No.
And then the third one, that'd be the Miles Morales takes over type movie.
That part.
So I think I like the way we're going with it. We will have to wait and see what we get. It would be dope. I don't care. I still think it'd be dope if even attention to this is right. And maybe we get 2 Spider-Man. If we keep Tom Holland, he goes to college.
I still think we are, though. That's what I still, and that's kind of what I was getting at, is that I think you can still do that with everything we just talked about, and just have, because again, the movie's called No Way Home. So at the end of this movie, I'm gonna tell you right, I'll say it like this: if at the end of this movie Tom Holland is not dead or stuck in another facet of the multiverse, I am going to be highly upset. Highly upset. My man's better be like, it better be legitimately like No Way Home for him. Because if it ends up being that it was right directly on the nose and having to do with Osborn and the villains and whatnot, it still will be a dope movie, but I'm gonna be like, man, that's a missed opportunity. Because you could set up something at the end of this movie where you could freak people out, and you could, not only that, but you could set up Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire, because like, let's just be real, I don't think Andrew Garfield gonna make it past this movie if he's in it. I think you could set up something where you've got Tobey Maguire on a permanent or a semi-permanent basis in the MCU in those movies, while Tom Holland is somewhere else doing what he's got to do, either because he figures he can't get back or because he knows he can't get back. And then eventually, of course, later on, you find out he makes his triumphant return because they find a way to bring his ass back.
Right, of course.
But that's my hope. Let me say that. That's my fanboy dream right there, is that by the end of this movie, Tom Holland is trapped and literally has no way back to his home timeline.
I think that would be a good callback to, I think, doesn't that happen in the animated series? Where he gets trapped in like another dimension for a moment.
Exactly. That's what
I know MJ does.
Yep. Yeah, I think MJ does, but I think that's where he ends up like running into or discovering or meeting Madam Web, is because he gets sucked into another dimension or another universe or something like that. You find that out after the fact, though. I don't think you knew that right off the bat in that episode. I'm gonna have to go back. Matter of fact, you know what this sounds like to me, man? Sounds like to me, man. We're gonna have to watch party on Spider-Man the animated series, man.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
But what I was gonna say was I think it'd be dope. I know we're getting the animated freshman year, whatever. But I mean, it's only gonna last for so long, and we'll have to see how it is and see if it's good or not. But I think it'd be dope if we were able to keep 2 Spider-Men and we keep one of them or have one of them live on Disney Plus for a live action Spider-Man show. I think that would be dope. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
put Tobey in that mug. Yes.
I think even, and I know I'm not too big on them, but I would still accept even if it turned out to be Andrew Garfield.
I would, but it just wouldn't fit. I don't like.
I think it fit on Disney Plus.
He would. You know what? You're exactly right, and that's exactly why I don't want him.
That makes
because
no
he would
sense.
because he would look. You know what? Because he looks like one of them High School Musical mother lovers.
Okay, but Grant Gustin's doing perfectly fine as the Flash. It's just they don't write the Flash all that good. But I like Grant Gustin.
I don't watch Flash.
Like one reason why I don't watch it, especially now. But I mean, Grant Gustin, I think he does an awesome job as that character, and he came from Glee. So I'm just saying. But I think for a short a short term thing, meaning like I mean like short episodes, like 30 minutes, however long these Disney Plus shows have been for, even if it turned out to be Andrew Garfield, I think between the two of them, it would actually turn out to be Andrew Garfield, just because he's younger, and I feel like Tobey Maguire would be the one to kill, because I don't feel like he would be the one who would want to stay in the role for whatever reason.
I beg to differ. I think Andrew Garfield is the one you kill off, because I would want to see a grizzled Toby. Like I would love to see a series. You give me a 6, 7, 8 episode series of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, where we tie up loose ends with his character and, lead him up to an eventual killing off. I'm all here for that. 1000%. If it's Andrew Garfield, so be it. But every time I watch that mug, I'm gonna be waiting for them to break out into a song.
I feel you. Right. Now I feel you totally on that. But I think because there has been attempts, or at least one attempt, for a live action Spider-Man show long before MCU, long before, back in the Bill.
Yeah, my dude is mad because he's not in the movie.
Right. He better be mad. Shoot, nobody knows that there was a Spider-Man TV show. It was literally like only 3 episodes.
Hey man, I say let the man have a cameo.
Content. That's it.
I say let that Mayne have a cameo, man.
Sure. I mean, I'm not against it, but when he cameos, they're gonna be like, "Who's that?"
That's the whole point. That's exactly what I'd be like. That's exactly who I'd put him in and be like, "Who's that guy?"
Right. And that's exactly what you should say at the end of that too. So who's that guy?
Pretty much.
But yeah, I think it's cool, and it'd be about time if we actually got a functioning Spider-Man TV show, like live action.
Oh, of course.
Give us one of them other Spider-Man to start it off, at least, or at very least, at minimum, you have Miles Morales, give him a little show, but of course you give him a bigger role in a movie, but you just keep following along. And give little Easter eggs things, but because I think when it comes to having a TV show, something like that on Disney Plus, there's a lot of different things they can do with that you wouldn't necessarily want to try to do in a movie. It gets a little messy when you try to do Into the Spider-Verse with 5 to 6 characters like they did in the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? You do that in the Disney Plus show, then you can introduce a Gwen Stacy from another dimension. You can introduce a Miguel O'Hara. You can introduce all these characters. And now that people are familiar with them, you throw them into a movie, but you still wouldn't use like the 4 or the 5 that you introduce in the show. You sprinkle in, 2 or 3 here, give them a big threat. That's your movie. You know what I'm saying? But
sounds like No Way Home.
Right, exactly. I feel, especially with the Disney Plus thing, what we're going to start seeing is, like we were saying, the Disney Plus is going to be where they flesh these characters out. You start seeing some of the background stuff that you not get to see in the movie, and boom, the movie can start just being movies. And I feel like that's where, because the MCU right now, in my opinion, it somehow after 10 some odd years, at least to me, it's starting to feel fresh. It's starting to feel new. I'm starting to see some things that I can say I haven't seen before, and yeah, they're stumbling a little bit, like Eternals. I have to. It's bad that I want to rewatch it just so I can like try to fully understand that movie, because I don't usually have the problem with the MCU movies on that level. But
I mean, I think the big thing with and I don't want to go on Eternals tangent. I think the big thing about the Eternals movie and why you couldn't understand it is they didn't connect it to shit.
They did not.
They didn't connect it to anything tangible. You got a couple of references to Thanos, a couple of references to the Avengers, but there was nothing in that movie that really solidly tied it back to what was going on. Like, you don't, unless you like really listening to the dialogue, you don't even realize what time frame you're in when that movie like actually hits the climax.
Right.
Because you don't know where what's the context is behind all of the stuff that's going on, other than unless you were like really intently listening to all of the dialogue. And I mean, that's cool when you watching a movie where that's the expectation. But an MCU movie, the formula, right. And that's the thing. And I get, that the director wanted to do something different and she was trying to make a movie that was outside of that normal formula. But sometimes the formula is a formula for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, yes, you can, like, perfect example would be Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was a different movie. Like, from the sense of, like, Shang-Chi had elements, Shang-Chi that we hadn't seen. Shang-Chi did things a little bit differently than what we've seen in the MCU. Not totally. It still felt like an MCU movie, but it was like bossed up a little bit. Like it was like the MCU, but on the next level. Eternals was like, man, what in the hell was that? We got love making scenes in MCU movies now. Not that I have any problem with that, but it's just like this movie was like more of a art piece. Like, it wasn't.
Yes, I agree with that.
It was something different, and that's cool. Like, I'm not saying, oh, don't ever do that again, but just know that that's not really gonna hit with everybody.
Yeah, I agree with Felicity.
It was very DC vibe-ish.
Right, and I see
very
and I
DC
feel,
vibe-ish.
I feel that was for two reasons. I feel one, I think Disney or Marvel or however, because of the see if I can say this word right, the acquisition of Fox, they have a lot of rated R characters back now, and I feel they are maybe trying to ease people into a pivot.
Disney is just being stupid. Disney has the platform. If you want to totally and completely separate your adult content or your mature content from your wholesome Disney image, that was the whole reason you bought Hulu.
Right.
You got the platform already. What are we waiting for? Like, you have everything you need right there.
They're finally starting to use it.
So if you just take that and put all your mature content there, you don't even have to advertise it on Disney Plus, because I guarantee you it's gonna get buzz.
Oh yeah, I mean,
sometimes I just wonder about Disney, man. I wonder if I just wonder.
It takes them a minute, man. I think they got a lot that they have to try to pin down in there. They're handling Star Wars. They're trying to handle it. Marvel. They got Fox now.
This is the scary thing, man. Because unless now, look, we've seen Feige handle business. White Suge doing what he do. Star Wars not so much under Kathleen Kennedy, but there's hope because we've got Favreau and Filoni.
A new hope.
Very much so, New Hope. I see what you did there. Very nice. Very nice. Made me proud. But man, look, it's getting there. You know what I'm saying? But the scary thing, to your point, is that's a lot of irons in the fire for Disney. And unless you have everything hitting on all cylinders, something's gonna fall by the wayside. And hopefully it ain't Star Wars. Hopefully, because we did this whole show and they ain't say nothing about Boba, and that was for good reason.
Yep.
Because I ain't got nothing to say about Boba until I see episode 1.
Gotcha.
I am not going to. Yeah.
For the same reason, because they're already talking about season 3 of Mandalorian, and it's like Boba ain't even dropped yet. You already try to overshadow what's going on with Boba.
Well, I mean, I think this is where I feel like Star Wars needs to figure. They still got some figuring out to do, because the moment you start talking about Obi-Wan or Ahsoka shows, nobody cares about Boba like that, and it's not. And it's not a disrespect on Boba. You know, I'm sure Vito gonna pop in somewhere in a minute, but it's not even that. It's just that, like, that's the kind of characters that Ahsoka and Obi-Wan are. Like, when you start dropping them names and talking shows, Boba's like an afterthought at that point. So it's like you got people anticipated for shows that aren't even dropping for a whole nother year. Meanwhile, you got a show that's getting ready to drop in a couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm seeing promos for it and whatnot, but the buzz for that ain't there. Now, granted, we've got The Matrix, you got the Spider-Man movie coming. So at the end of the year, it's the holidays, and it almost feels like they kind of snuck Boba Fett in and kind of threw him out. And maybe they're going to try to do a kind of, maybe they're waiting for Spider-Man to drop so that they can then put, like, first of the year, put a heavy push into Boba. We'll see. But I am reserving judgment, and I am holding out my enthusiasm because I need to see where Star Wars is trying to go. I just need to see where they're trying to go.
Yeah, I think that and the fact that they got Hawkeye running right now because they're
Right.
they
Yep, exactly.
days on when they dropped so it wouldn't conflict. Like people can't watch more than one thing at a time. But we got people who binge watch episodes in a day.
We just want episode seasons.
Seasons.
Speaking of,
Say
trailer for Squid Game. Anybody?
seriously?
No. Season 2 Squid Game. Anybody?
Is Squidward in it?
Rumor has it he might be.
He finally moved out of Bikini Bottom because SpongeBob. I don't know. I didn't finish watching season 1, man. I barely got through the first episode.
I binged the hell out of Squid Game just because I was like, after the first couple of episodes, I was like, okay, I got to start watching this. I need to see where this is going, and I can't stop watching until they tell me what this is really going to do. Yeah. Wait a minute. First of all, I'm talking about hold everything. I got to hold cut the music. Whitney going to pop in here and ain't nobody tell me nothing?
Oh, she's been in here for a minute, dude.
Man, look. Y'all know, look. Hey, Whitney, how you doing? Long time no see here. Nothing.
Oh,
nothing.
Don't get her started. I already.
This is why you get ignored. That's why I don't be checking messages right here. Where my music at?
I see where this is gonna go.
Oh, and by the way, happy belated to Abby. Hope you turned up.
To Abby and Mech
Scorpio gang.
Yes, Mech Junkie also had a birthday same day.
Oh, wait, maybe she wasn't Scorpio. Ain't she? No, that's like what? You just missed it, I think.
Yeah, she just missed it.
You just missed it. You close enough. You close enough. We'll take it.
Yeah. But happy births, man. We do have a Earth Strong section in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody on their birthday gets a role. I don't know if I really explained this, but everybody gets a role that is their birthday. And if you play any of the perp coin games, you get a boost on your perp coin games. And I give you 500 perp coin on your birthday. And you get a whole bunch of love. So have a happy birthday. Hey, what's up, Sheev?
Man, we got the whole gang in here. We got Whitney in here, Sheev in here, Mike Porter. We had Bill up in here. Dr. Windows in here. Man. So nice. Felicity up in here, and she ain't even getting triggered by the light skin talk tonight. It must be a full moon or somebody put something in the water. Either way, I'm here for it. You know what else I'm here for, man? Just keeping it real. This Chinese food that showed up in my house a few minutes ago. I think it's time for me to eat.
I think so.
I definitely think it's time for me to eat.
I knew one of us was going to have Chinese today. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because at about 5 o'clock, I was like, damn, I really want some Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want Chinese. Like, I just not in the mood for it. So it's got to be somebody else. It's got to be someone else on the main gang roster. And of course, it would 100% be Yo Bl.
Of course. Mm-hmm. And yes, Whitney, I really would. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Love you. Kisses.
Oh man.
Oh man, I'm gonna get out of here before I get in trouble. Because I'm about to turn up. And we're gonna get copyright stricken of some kind of strike in a minute. I feel some strikes coming. Yes, Jedi Jid, the gang is all here. And I will take this opportunity real quick to say, hey gang, come hang in the Discord because we turning up after I eat some food first.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
educate
sir.
myself. We turning up tonight. It's gonna be a holiday edition though.
Hey,
we gonna turn up. We turn up for the holidays. How about that? Just like old times.
Just come on by.
Somebody might even call what's their names, man? Was it? I forgot the names. The Catfish Twins. Go call them. bring them in too. Like bring the Catfish Twins back too. You know what? I think I can scrape up some money. Give me a Secret Labs chair. Matter of fact, some coagulated blood. Like, I'm saying, man, we going there. Let's just go ahead and just bring everybody back then, man. You know, take my hand. No, don't do
Down
that.
to Chi-Town. Go out to Chi-Town. Do all that.
We go show Chi-Town, man. You know, do some pull-ups virtually. Got to get my arms right.
Don't forget, Mayne. They only live about like 40, 45 minutes away from you.
you know what? You right. It's about 40, 45 minutes. Nah, it's more like 4 or 5 hours.
I don't know if it's that
Well,
far.
first of all, we don't even know if that mother even really lived in Texas. Okay.
This is true.
All we know, that mother was somewhere in Louisiana somewhere. Ain't no telling. Man.
I hope a storm done washed their computer away.
Man, look, for $10,000, it better not have got washed away. It better be anchored down. It better grow wings and fly above the water at that point.
Yeah, drink some Red Bull.
It better be able to make some Red Bull for 10 G's.
I'm trying to tell you.
Bruh.
I know our thing is lost. It's okay.
Hey, so the Michigan Wolverines won the Big Ten championship. Man, that's what's up. Hey, I watched the game last week, man, when they finally got over the hump against Ohio State, man. Shout out to their coach Harbaugh, man. He was 0-5 or something like that, man. That's some dedication, boy. They gave you the benefit of the doubt, didn't they?
I see you, Mike. Mike is capping over here.
What'd he say? Bring back that guy that I almost said, Lord, man. Look. Hey, look, straight facts though. Straight facts. More than welcome to come grace the show. Please let that be known. If ever, more than welcome. There is no beef. There is no drama. There is no hate. There never was on my end. I was good. The homie was good. Mike stirring up shit though. Like straight up. Like, hey, I'm just saying, man. It's like it ain't got to be all that, man. It never was that. But more than welcome. We'd have to pay-per-view that show though.
For real.
We'd have to pay-per-view shot that. We promote that. I would promote the hell. I'd get Don King or somebody up in here. Like,
I get Bruce Buffer.
We'd have to hire like 3 people to do like 3 different national anthems. We doing the American, the Canadian,
and the Mayne.
And the Mayne.
The Mayne anthem.
What is the Mayne national anthem?
What is the Mayne national anthem?
You know it's hard out here for.
Right, pretty much. You ain't know, man. Something like that. We had to probably.
Man, you got fights on tonight too, man. Like it's too much stuff going on at the end of the year, man. You know, everybody trying to get it in.
But it sounds like the Discord should be popping because I know they got that MMA section in there too. For y'all, everything y'all had asked for, I gave it to you. I did that.
Yeah, Mike. Nah, it ain't gonna get ignored, man. You knew damn well wasn't nobody ignoring that. Right. But I love you for it, man.
Right.
And we love y'all too, man. We love y'all to death.
Yes,
and
we
on
do.
that note,
yes,
like we always say, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here, though, and go to the Discord because it's going down tonight, man.
Oh yeah.
Or the homie Lavish Blackman. I am your boy Freddie Roy, aka the Mayne DeLorean, and we will catch you in the next episode. Hey, we actually got it that time. Roll credits.
Yes, sir.
The Force will be with you always.
Hey man, y'all sure y'all don't want to like burn one first, man? Why did you say that name? You hear about the cable?
What is thy bidding, my master?
Ask God.
Forever, forever, ever. Forever, forever, ever.
This is the way. This is the way.
Why did you say that name?
This is the way.
Come on, man.
I am a god.
Hey, man, y'all sure y'all don't want to, like, burn one first, man? Come on, man. On with you, man. On with you, man.
Ask God.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker.